Katie, he switched coach and number 14.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the 2021 Class 3A State Champion, Piedmont Bulldogs. Coach Smith, congratulations. Have a check on the greatest comeback in history, but it's one of them.
Thank you. I can't say enough good things about our guys. The first half, obviously, you watched the game, it didn't go very well. A lot of that credit needs to go to Montgomery Academy. Wonderful game plan that they had coming out. They hit us a little bit, the offense, defense, special teams. We talked about all week what a great job they do to prepare and how prepared they would be for this game, and they were. And, we got behind big. And halftime, we just didn't really peel the paint off the walls or anything. We just told our guys that something didn't change. We wasn't going to be happy. And we was going to have to play 2 more quarters, whether it was good or bad. And we've been behind before. We got an older team, experienced team, guys that do a good job of holding it together when things don't necessarily go great. And I don't know if I've ever been a part of anything like that, but what an outstanding job our guys did in the second half of coming back and coming all the way back. You see sometimes people get close on that and they can't quite climb the hill and top it, but to get back and to get the job done was just an outstanding job.
Coach, also introduce you. This is a team captain.
Yes, sir. Our team captain starting down on my far right is Stephen Rainey, offensive lineman, Jack Hayes, our quarterback, Landon Smart, linebacker, and Austin Estes, wide receiver. These guys have done a great job, for 4 years really, but of helping carry this team, and they're permanent team captains. We don't give any awards at our place. We just let our players vote on the team captains, people they feel the most worthy of that distinction. These are the guys that we voted on this year, and if you watched the game today, you saw all 4 of these guys make some big plays, especially there in the second half that had something to do with the outcome.
Question right here.
Hey Steve, obviously at the end of the first half, you get a score, got a little momentum, and then with under 90 seconds to go, they drive the field and score.
Yeah.
Not really from just a morale standpoint, but you hear the term all the time, halftime adjustments. What X's and O's adjustments did you guys make at the halftime? Did you look at a different team in the second half?
Well, you're exactly right. We felt like when we got the touchdown there and made it 21-6 there, about a minute to go in the half, just based on what we'd seen them do in the past, we thought they'd come out there and run a couple times up the middle and go to half with the 21-6 lead, but they came out very aggressive, hit 2 big pass plays down the field, and got a touchdown and really took all the momentum we had. We always try to defer so we can get the ball, try to double up in the first half and get it first and second half, and that was kind of working to our favor a little bit, and I was going to be fine going in 21-6, but then, credit them again, they hit those 2 big pass plays, and then we were ready for what we call water bucket stuff on the extra point and had everybody covered, and they just did a good job getting the end zone, and 29-6, there wasn't a whole lot of positive energy going on as we left the field, just to be quite honest with you. And you've done this a long time, I've been around it a long time, I've seen it work both ways. When you get in there, you get all emotional, and we just sit down and just talk about what we wanted to accomplish in the second half and just go out there and play and see what happened, what the scoreboard looked like at the end. The kids did a wonderful job of buying into that and came all the way back, and I'm very proud.
Question right here.
Coach, the defensive effort in the second half, it was just incredible, to hold them to basically eat nothing.
Right.
Just talk about that.
Well, our defense has been really, really good all year long. We've had some lapses from time to time, but I got a lot of confidence in those guys, and probably, I guess you figured that out, and taking the 2 safeties there in the fourth quarter that we did. We felt very confident there as the way things were transpiring in the second half that we could stop them. And, we in the fourth quarter there, we were kicking into the wind. They'd already blocked 1 punt. We were able to give a couple of the second safety probably by the book was not a smart play because they got an outstanding field goal kicker. They got the thing down in field goal range. He could have come back to bite us, but kicking into the wind the way we were and the pressure that they got on us early in the first half, we just felt like we was going to put it in the hands of our defense. These guys had a lot of confidence in them. Landon's quarterback in the defense, and I think Austin and Jack were both in there. That last defensive series, I had a hard time thinking anybody was going to take it 60 yards on that group of kids that we had out there. I was very confident we could hold them out.
Question here.
Particularly for Jack, but for any of the players, just what changed in the second half?
Nothing really changed with our game plan. We just had to really come out and just come together as a team and really, he just told us in the locker room that we have 24 minutes left in this season to give it all we got and make it the greatest comeback anybody's ever seen.
Question here.
to Jack, you matched your brother now. Can you talk about what that means to you and what you hope for next year in this team? Can you address the accomplishments of both of them?
Oh yeah, I've got bragging rights in the house now, I think.
Taylor would probably argue with that a little bit. They're real competitive, but you know, end of the day, what high school football does for us as men, all of us that played, we remember the lessons and things, and just the character that these guys have and the way they displayed that today, the way they come back. So I've seen some comebacks, done it long enough to be a part of a few of those, and I've been on the losing end of, you know, I quickly remind people we blew a 21-0 halftime lead in 2017 in semifinals at home. So I've seen it the other way as well. But, you know, these guys, kind of like Jack said, we literally talked about making it the greatest comeback in the history of Super 7 at halftime. We literally talked about that, try to have something to hang our hat on, and then they went out there and they did it.
Question right here.
For the players, Coach Smith said he didn't peel the paint off the walls at halftime. What were you guys expecting coming in at halftime from him?
So to be honest, I was expecting them to, you know, get on us pretty good because we wasn't playing how we're supposed to be playing, and we wasn't playing together and doing our assignments. But he was just calm and just told us that we just got to get out there and do it. 24 minutes left in the game.
Any other players want to comment?
Yeah, when we went in there, he pretty much ran it play by play, what happened, what we did wrong, and he told us what we needed to fix, and he told us when we fixed that, defense get a stop, that it was going to be a smiles instead of frowns, because there was definitely a lot of frowns and long faces in the locker room when we went in. So.
Coach Smith, yes, sir. You know, you and I talked before about the brand Piedmont, you know, that P and what that means to wear that P. It's a statewide emblem now. Everybody knows who you guys are. Talk about that and what that means to be such a big part of that, and you know, you kind of being the tip of the spear with that.
Well, you know, each of these guys here, they grew up in our program. They were managers for us when they were younger. They've been part of the state championships from the elementary levels all the way through the middle school and high school levels. They know what's expected when they walk on the field and they represent Piedmont High School. You know, our goal in the very outset 16 years ago was we went to that 1P. We wanted to have something that when people saw that P across the state of Alabama from Mobile to Huntsville, that they'd say, hey, that's Piedmont. That's Piedmont. We wanted to become recognizable. You know, that first year that we were there, we played 4 homecoming games. We played ours, and we played 3 of the 5 road games. We were people's homecoming opponents. And, you know, it's just something that the kids bought into, the community, the administration, just the boosters, everybody bought into. Let's put our brand out there. Let's put the Piedmont P out there, and we want people to know when they see that, that's Piedmont. They played us. We want them to remember us.
This is for all the offensive players and Coach Smith. Omar and Foster came into the started second half on offense, and that seemed to open things up for the offense. You know, how important was that, and was there consideration about starting him from the beginning of the game?
You know, not really. From the beginning of the game, we start 22 different guys, and we got confidence in all those players. You know, we got faith that the guys that we put on the field can get the job done. At the same time, Omar brings a special talent to the table, and he plays so hard on the defensive side. You know, it's impossible to think of him playing, you know, 100 snaps the way he plays on the defensive side. So we kind of over the season we picked our spots, and we put him in, and you know, usually when we put him in, he delivers. He delivered big for us last week in the semifinals. He had a couple of big catches today. Now, Jack may speak to it, but after we got through talking, he did call me to the side over there, and he said, hey, Coach, we know about Omar. And then I told Jack at that time, I said, Omar wouldn't come off the field in the second half. He was going to play every play because he gives us another person to stretch the field and gave us a little bit of a dynamic there with what they were doing, you know, trying to double over the top of SDs. People forget Colin Recall had some big catches today for us. Braden Morgan and Parker Thornton both had some big runs, you know. Box score's going to show Foster and SDs and Hayes, and you're going to see their names quite often. But there's a lot of people that contributed today, and at the end of the game, you know, we had to get the players that we felt like gave us the best chance to win on the field, and Omarion certainly one of them on the offensive side.
Landon, in their last 2 possessions, you guys got a fumble recovery. Like Noah had 2 sacks, and Chance had the pass breakup. Just speak to your all's mindset in those last 2 possessions and the plays you all made.
We was just trying to give it our all, and we knew that was, if we stopped them on that drive, that we win. So we put our all into that drive.
Just a couple more questions. We're going to let them go celebrate.
For any of the offensive players, we've talked about what Coach said at halftime, but at what point in the second half did you begin to see, hey, we're gonna be able to make this comeback?
You know, really, it was more like the first drive. You know, we was able to come out. You know, we was maintaining our blocks longer. Running backs was running hard, running like mad men. We came out, we executed, and after we got that touchdown, you know, that's really what set the mood for the rest of the second half.
You want to address that too, Jack?
Really about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, we were sitting on the bench, and I was just sitting over there. And I told everybody that if we got it within one score before the fourth quarter, that we were going to win the game. And we had 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and we were one score away from tying the ball game.
Any other questions?
Hang on one.
One last question, then we're gonna let them go celebrate, guys.
Just for the quarterback here, Jackson, you obviously play a tough, rugged style of the position. There's something finesse about you. Can you just talk about your mindset when you step out of the huddle? And I mean, you must have had at least half a dozen draws today where you're running people over. Just talk about your mindset when you get back there.
I mean, I don't really have a certain mindset. I just look, see where everybody's at, and see where I can go and not get hit, and hit them when I have to.
Coach, listen, congratulations on state championship number 5, I believe it is. It was a hard one, and it was a great one. Congratulations again. Y'all go celebrate. Thank you.